Hey everyone, my name is Robert, and welcome back to Daily English Insights. Today, we're diving into something every English learner, and honestly, every human, has felt before. The awkward moment. You know what I mean, right? That strange silence. That little mistake. That second when you wish you could press undo on your words. Have you ever said something in English and then wished you could disappear? Maybe your mind went blank in a conversation or someone asked you a question and you didn't understand, so you just smiled, hoping it would pass. That's the moment we're talking about. The one where your heart beats faster, your brain freezes, and English suddenly feels like a language you've never studied before. Let me tell you a quick story. A few months ago, I met one of my students, May, for coffee. She's from China, and she'd been practicing English for almost 2 years. We went to a small café near her school. When it was her turn to order, the barista smiled and asked, "For here or to go?" May froze. Her eyes widened, and she looked at me like she'd just been asked a math question in the middle of a dream. The barista repeated, "For here or to go?" May panicked and said, "Yes." The barista blinked. May laughed nervously. I stepped in and said, "She'll drink it here." We sat down and she sighed. "I knew what he said," she told me, "but my brain just stopped." That's it, the awkward moment. It's not that you don't know English. It's that your emotions get louder than your words. You freeze because your brain is trying to protect you, to avoid embarrassment. But here's the truth. Everyone, even native speakers, faces that same moment. Think about it. Have you ever seen a native speaker forget a word? They do it all the time. They say things like, what's that word again? Or, sorry, my brain's not working today. But the difference is this. They keep talking. They don't stop and think, oh no, I failed. They just recover. That's the big contrast. Most English learners think fluency means no mistakes, but in real life, fluency means you can keep going, even when it feels awkward. Let's compare. Wrong version. Robotic and tense. Barista. For here or to go. Learner. Yes. Silence. Barista. Right version. Natural and confident. Barista. For here or to go? Learner. Oh, for here, please. Smile. Barista. Got it. See the difference? It's not grammar. It's confidence. It's rhythm. It's tone. Shadowing, repeating natural speech, is the secret to building that rhythm. It trains your mouth, your ear, and your emotion to move together. When you shadow, you're not just copying sounds. You're teaching your body how to stay calm under pressure. Imagine this. Every awkward moment you've ever had could become your practice field. Instead of thinking, that was embarrassing, you start thinking, ah, good. I got to practice staying calm. That's the shift that changes everything. Let's go back to May. After that cafe moment, I gave her a shadowing challenge. Every morning she practiced this simple line. Sorry, could you say that again, please? She said it 3 times, each time with a different feeling. Nervous, calm, and confident. At first it felt silly, but after a week, she told me something amazing. I had another awkward moment, but this time, I didn't freeze. That's the power of training your reaction, not just your vocabulary, because here's the truth. Awkward moments aren't the enemy. They're the sign you're actually living in English. You're not just memorizing. You're communicating, taking risks, trying. That's something to be proud of. Think about how babies learn. They make weird sounds, they get things wrong, and everyone laughs. But they keep going. Adults forget that part. We start judging ourselves too early. But language, like life, is messy and beautiful. Every mistake is part of the music. Let's do another contrast to really feel this robotic reaction. Oh no, I said it wrong. I'm stupid. Native-like mindset. Oops, that was funny. Let me try again. Same moment, different energy. One stops the conversation. The other keeps it alive. And that's what I want for you. To keep your English alive. Don't let fear press the pause button. You can be awkward and still sound natural. You can make mistakes and still connect. Because confidence isn't about never falling. It's about smiling when you do. Now, if you've ever frozen mid-sentence, I want you to remember this. It's not because you're bad at English. It's because your emotions got ahead of your training. Shadowing helps fix that. When you practice repeating real conversations, you're teaching your voice to flow, even when your mind hesitates. Try it right now. Take this phrase. Let me say that again. Say it softly, then louder, then with a smile. That's shadowing in action. You're building your emotional reflexes. So next time you face an awkward pause, don't run away from it. Take a breath. Use your phrases. Keep talking. The world won't end. In fact, people will like you more for being real. Because the truth is, awkwardness isn't weakness. It's connection in disguise. It shows you care enough to try. In a moment, we'll build your recovery toolkit, the exact words and rhythms to turn those weird silences into confident conversations. Let's learn how to handle awkwardness, not hide from it. All right, now that we understand why awkward moments happen, let's build your recovery toolkit. This is your collection of calm, polite, and natural English phrases that help you survive, and even shine, when conversations get weird. Because here's the truth. You don't need to speak perfect English to sound confident. You just need to keep the rhythm going. The secret? Learn what to say when you're not sure what to say. Let's start with the first tool. Polite clarifying phrases. Sometimes, you simply don't understand what someone said. Maybe they spoke too fast, or used slang, or there was background noise. Instead of freezing, use polite clarifying phrases. Say this after me. Sorry, could you say that again? Repeat it 3 times. Calm tone, friendly tone, confident tone. Now try this one. I didn't catch that. Can you repeat it, please? Again, 3 times. Feel the rhythm. Notice the rise at the end. That's the friendly tone. And one more powerful line. Let me make sure I understood. You can follow it with what you think the person said. For example, let me make sure I understood. You said tomorrow, right? This phrase is gold. It shows confidence, not confusion. You're not saying, I don't know English. You're saying, I care about getting it right. Here's a quick mini scene. Barista. So, you wanted almond or oat milk? You. Let me make sure I understood. Oat milk, please. Polite. Clear. Natural. Native speakers use these same lines all the time. They don't pretend to hear, they clarify. And that's what fluent communication really is, too. When you forget words. We all forget words, even in our first language. What matters is how you handle that moment. Many learners panic and go silent, but silence feels longer than it really is. Instead, use filler phrases to keep the flow natural. Try these. What's the word? Like when you... let's say, you know what I mean? Now shadow them with me. Repeat each one 3 times. What's the word? Like when you... let's say, you know what I mean? You're not wasting time. You're holding space for your idea to arrive. Here's a real example. You. So yesterday I was, what's the word? Cleaning? No, organizing. Yes, organizing my room. You didn't stop. You recovered. Compare this. Wrong version. Silence and panic. I was, silence. Right version, flow and confidence. I was, what's the word? Organizing my room. See the contrast? The first sounds nervous. The second sounds human. Shadow this small pattern. Forget. Filler. Find. Finish. That rhythm is your friend. When you say something wrong, everyone says the wrong thing sometimes. Maybe you used the wrong word, mixed up grammar, or said something that didn't sound polite. The key is not to panic, just self-correct naturally. Let's practice the most common recovery lines. Oh, sorry, that came out wrong. Let me say that again. Repeat each one 3 times, and change your tone each time. Gentle, confident, smiling. Now let's see this in a mini dialogue. You. I hate your food. Oh, I hate that my food is cold. Friend? Laughs. Big difference. You. Yeah, sorry, that came out wrong. And now another example. More professional. You. At work. I didn't finish the report because you were late. Oh, because I was late. Colleague. No worries. You. Let me say that again. The report will be ready soon. That small correction saves the moment. And your confidence. The magic here isn't in grammar. It's in tone. Say it softly, not with shame, but with humor or calmness. You're not failing. You're fixing. Native speakers correct themselves every 5 minutes. They just do it casually. You can too. Handling silence or confusion. Here's another tricky one. The long silence. Someone asks you a question, and your brain says, nope, not ready. What do most learners do? They panic. But here's the secret. Silence can be powerful if you fill it with smart holding phrases. Say these after me. That's a good question. Let me think. Interesting. I've never thought about that. Repeat each 3 times. Feel how these phrases give you time. You're not frozen. You're thinking. Here's a dialogue example. Friend, what's your biggest dream? You. That's a good question. I've never thought about that. Boom. You just bought yourself 5 seconds. And you sound deep. These phrases make you sound confident even when you're unsure. Why? Because fluent people don't rush. They take space. They think aloud. Try this rhythm next time. Pause. Phrase. Think. Answer. It's one of the best habits you can learn. Soft humor and recovery. Now, sometimes the best way to handle awkwardness is to laugh a little. A tiny joke or light comment can reset the whole mood. You don't need to be a comedian. Just be honest and kind. Here are a few friendly recovery lines. Wow, that was awkward. I'm practicing. Oops, English brain loading. Sorry, my English took a short break. Repeat them with a smile in your voice, 3 times each. Humor makes people relax. It shows you're confident enough to laugh at yourself. In English-speaking cultures, that's a superpower. Here's a real-life example. You. I just told my boss, I love you, instead of, I'd love to. Colleague. Laughs. Oh no. You. Yeah, my English brain took a nap. Everyone laughs. Tension gone. You're not awkward anymore. You're charming. Cultural tip. In English, a small smile can say more than perfect grammar. It tells people, I'm comfortable being human. 6. Shadowing challenge. Recover like a pro now. It's your turn. Let's do a 1-minute shadowing challenge. A little scene where you misunderstood a friend's joke, and you fix it politely. Listen to it first, then shadow it 3 times. Ready? Friend. You're late again. Wow, you're so early today. You? Wait, early? Oh, you're joking. Haha, sorry. I thought you were serious. Friend, no worries. You. English brain slow today. I'm catching up. Now let's break it down. You showed confusion, corrected politely, added humor. That's perfect communication. Shadow this role play 3 times. First, slow and careful. Second, natural and flowing. Third, with your full emotion, like you're really there. You're training your reflexes, not just your mouth. Now, let's pause and reflect for a second. Think about how many awkward situations these tools can fix. You didn't understand a question. You forgot a word. You said something strange. You went silent. You needed a second chance. Before, those moments might have felt scary. But now you have phrases. Real, ready-to-use, confidence-building phrases. Shadow them often. Say them in the shower, while walking, while cooking. Repeat until they become muscle memory. Because the next time you face an awkward pause, you won't panic. Your brain will remember the rhythm. That's how shadowing transforms you. Not just in pronunciation, but in poise. So let's end this section with a little reminder. You don't have to avoid awkward moments. You just need the words and rhythm to move through them smoothly. And in the next part, we'll take it one step further, learning how to turn every awkward moment into a sign of growth, confidence, and connection. Let's move from awkward to awesome. You've made it this far, and that already says something powerful about you. You're not someone who hides from awkward moments. You're someone who wants to grow through them. And that's what real confidence is made of. Let's take a deep breath together. Think back to the start of this lesson. That frozen, awkward moment in the café, when your brain stopped and your voice disappeared. Now think about where you are right now. You've learned how to recover, how to breathe, how to sound calm and natural. You've built your recovery toolkit. You've learned polite reactions, confident fillers, and the rhythm of real conversation. So here's the truth. You don't sound awkward. You sound real. And that's what confident English actually is. Perfect English isn't human. Real English, the one people love to listen to, is full of pauses, laughter, and small mistakes. It's the sound of connection, not perfection. Let's do a quick reflection. When you misunderstand someone, you can now say, "Sorry, could you say that again, please?" When you forget a word, what's the word? Like when you make a mistake. Oh, I mean, let me say that again. And when silence hits? That's a good question. Let me think. Each of those lines is a bridge, a way to stay connected when your brain wants to run away. That's the power of what you've just practiced. You're training not just your mouth, but your mindset. You're learning to see awkward moments as something beautiful. Proof that you're speaking, that you're in the game. Let's make it real with a small challenge. I want you to record yourself practicing today's dialogues. Start with the clarifying phrases, then the self-corrections, then the little humor lines. Listen to your voice. Notice the rhythm, the tone, the confidence growing with each take. Then repeat. And most importantly, smile while you speak, because smiling changes everything. It changes your tone, your energy, and even how people hear you. Now let's bring it all together with a thought. I want you to remember whenever you feel nervous. You started this lesson afraid of awkward moments, but now you know. Every mistake is just a conversation waiting to be finished. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep talking, keep connecting, keep shadowing. Confidence doesn't appear one day. It's built in moments like these, one phrase, one breath, one small recovery at a time. And soon you'll notice something amazing. Awkward won't scare you anymore. It'll make you shine, because it means you're learning, growing and speaking bravely in a language that isn't even your first. That's something to be proud of. So wherever you are, in a cafe, at work, online, or just talking to yourself in the mirror, remember this. You've got the words. You've got the rhythm. You've got the power to sound real. Keep shadowing. Keep speaking. Keep believing in your voice. And I'll see you in the next real-life English story, where your confidence keeps getting louder, one sentence at a time.